It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is May 14th, 2018. Kickoff week for Consensus in New York. 2018 Consensus Conference is going on right now. Before we get into any crypto stuff, let's talk about this song request. My man Big Papa Pump wanted me to play some George Strait. So I'm playing Give It Away by George Strait. And also I've got Coco, one of the good contributors to the Webbot chat rooms. He wanted me to play some Pete Rock, True Master. So shout out to both of you guys for that. And thank you for those song requests. So what's going on, people? Today we're going to take a look at two interesting articles. One about EOS. I swear I'm not talking about EOS again until after the registration period. I hate talking about one coin too much, but there is one thing I wanted to one subject, one article I wanted to talk about that was interesting and wanted to get your feedback on to see what do you think is going on with this EOS project. Also, I have an article regarding the NSA and Bitcoin and some really revealing things that they're saying, or I should say not saying, that may hint towards them having an involvement in creating Bitcoin. We all know that doesn't matter. Bitcoin is open source, but this is some interesting news I thought would be entertaining to you guys and definitely stir up a discussion in the comments below. So before we get into all of that, I want you guys to definitely get over to Crypto Influencers Award and vote for your boy Crypto Blood, coolest influencer right here. Boom. Make sure you guys vote for me. I'll be there Thursday. This is when the event will take place in Manhattan, May 17th. But you guys got to get your votes in by tomorrow. So please vote for a brother. Let's go ahead and take a look at this market cap. I'm using Coin Checkup. Wow, we have seen a true reversal. We were moving up nicely over the span of, say, 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that. And then we had a nice slam down yesterday. I was on the phone with a buddy of mine, and it was kind of happening right when we were on the phone. We were talking about it. I think because we've seen a complete round trip from that drop, I think that some whales were trying to scare more people out of positions before buying. That didn't happen, so the whales bought back into the positions, and we're basically right where we were before the drop. Anyway, Bitcoin's dominance is at 36.64%. Market cap is back above 400 billion. We're at $407 billion currently. And as I've stated, you can see here the hour and 24-hour columns. We're looking green now, back in the green. And even for some of these coins, we see for the week we're green. Bitcoin being one, up 76% for the week. That's huge. And Zcash is up 14% for the week, but up 26% in 24 hours. And I think I saw something about Zcash. Gemini now has a license, and the first official license to trade Zcash or something like that. Security license to trade Zcash. So that's probably why Zcash is up 26% in 24 hours as well. But yeah, overall, we're making a rebound still for the 7 days. Most of these are down, but I think we're promising right now, especially going into Consensus. I'm going to show you guys this really quickly so you can see what I'm talking about. It was hilarious. They call him the Bart Simpson, inverted Bart Simpson going on here. As you can see, we had a move down, and then it traded sideways and a move right back up to essentially make that round trip net zero. So that's good. We're back above this support line, and hopefully we can get back above 8,900. Let's just say 9,000. That would be excellent if we could do that. So let's watch and see. I think we for sure will during Consensus week. So yeah, that's it on the charts. But today's article, the first one is out of both of them are actually out of trust nodes, but this one is caught my eye. EOS has spent and I say that with quotes, spent $1 billion worth of ETH in the past month, data reveals. So it says here, EOS has spent 1.2 million ETH, currently worth more than $950 million in the past 30 days. Trust Nodes is told by a third-party analyst of data provided by Sentiment. According to the Sandbase analysis, approximately 1.2 million ETH were spent in the last 30 days by EOS, more specifically Block 1, the company behind EOS. That is roughly $1 billion at current prices in the last 30 days alone, and as you can see, dwarfs any other ICO, or I should say ERC20 token, says the analyst. So yeah, it shows that EOS at the top there with how much they've spent. Most other projects have spent no ETH at all during the same period, but what spent means exactly is a bit nuanced. We quote at length a statement by the analyst sent to us. A conspiracy theorist applying their own interpretation of Sandbase data might conclude that EOS is engaging in concerted campaign to depress the price of ETH in order to promote its own interests. However, there are many potential causes for this phenomenon regarding EOS, and even more possible future implications and insights that can be taken away from analyzing the last month of EOS's activity using metrics provided by Sandbase. Firstly, it is important to understand what the term spent on the platform means, as it can be very misleading if taken out of context. The spent column in Sandbase refers to the amount of ETH transferred out of project-owned wallet addresses. Sandbase uses community help as well as help from projects themselves and coin metrics to identify these addresses in a largely manual process. However, since the column data is correlated to ETH being sent from project-owned wallets rather than actually sold on an exchange or markets, underlying assumptions about the project's motivations and intent for sending ETH will need to be carefully analyzed before coming to any conclusions. So that's cool to understand that what they mean by spent. So it goes on to reference here. It says specifically the company behind EOS, Block 1, has publicly announced their intentions to commit $1 billion to developing the EOS infrastructure and ecosystem. That's probably what those moves were over the last month. And it goes on to say here, additionally, they recently announced several joint ventures and partnerships with EOS Global and FinLab AG, who committed $200 million and $100 million to EOS ecosystem development, respectively. Similarly, EOS launched their Dawn 3.0 pre-release on GitHub in early April, and their ICO is coming to a close at the beginning of June, coinciding with their mainnet launch. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think about this $1 billion being transferred from what they Sandbase can tell from their company wallets. I don't know, will $1 billion really affect, if let's just say hypothetically they did sell $1 billion worth of ETH, you guys think that would really take a toll on the Ethereum network, or markets I should say? $1 billion would probably be sold over the counter. But let me know your thoughts on that. I thought that was an interesting article, to say the least. Second article from Trust Nodes. NSA won't reveal whether they created Bitcoin. Says it's classified. So if you say you won't reveal who created, if they created Bitcoin, then that's the smoking gun. You're telling me that you did have some involvement in creating Bitcoin. NSA has been asked a fairly broad question regarding Bitcoin in a Freedom of Information request. We can't quite confirm the veracity of the document, but it appears legitimate. It's a response by NSA to an unidentified individual who asked them for any and all records pertaining to NSA's involvement in Bitcoin, whether as consultant or pertaining to research teams involved in its creation. So it goes on to say here, now that's not quite as simple. Did you create Bitcoin? The question is, in fact, very complex, so it is no surprise NSA gave the following answer, which boils down to it's classified. Wow. They rely on an exception stated in the Executive Order 1352-6, signed by then President Obama in December of 2009. The specific section they rely upon says as following. Section 1.4, classification categories. Information shall not be considered for classification unless its unauthorized disclosure could reasonably be expected to cause identifiable or describable damage to the national security in accordance with Section 1.2 of this order, and it pertains to one or more of the following: intelligence activities, including covert action, intelligence sources or methods, or cryptology. Cryptology is the study of codes or the art of writing and solving them. NSA, of course, deals with information. A good way to hide information is with cryptography. A good way to find hidden information is by cracking such crypto. So technically, therefore, NSA is in some way related to Bitcoin as far as it pertains to the cryptography it uses, but Bitcoin's usage of such cryptography is more of a plug and play. Bitcoin itself does not use any new cryptography, nor was it invented by Nakamoto. Okay. This is a pretty lengthy article here, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do want to get to, I know this is going to really get the conspiracy theorists out there going. So you guys got to let me know, what do you think? From the sounds of it, it looks like the NSA is saying basically, you know, I don't know, maybe I've never researched this, but I don't know if the NSA created SHA-256 algorithm, encryption algorithm. I'm not sure. I think they did. So maybe, you know, they couldn't say no, we didn't create Bitcoin entirely because that encryption method is used within Bitcoin. But maybe they did. Maybe, I think personally, it was a rogue group of individuals within one of the agencies, whether it's CIA, NSA, that got together and created this protocol, this Bitcoin protocol that's open source. So it doesn't matter if they created it or not. It's been tried, it's been tested for 10 years now, and no one has been able to crack it. So let me know your thoughts, though. I would love to know. This is going to be a good conversation. So that's pretty much it for today, people. Make sure you like and subscribe. All right, it's your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out. Holla.